I ended up apologizing to Javier because I knew it was the right thing to do, and I still had cleanup duty, not because of my freckles, Mr. Randall explained, but because that was the consequence for what I did to Javier. Sheesh, there's that word again. Every teacher in the school must use Mr. Sanders' dictionary. So what do kids who bully want? When I wore my bully hat, I wanted to push your buttons. I wanted to make you mad. I wanted to make you scared. I wanted to make you sad. When I pushed your buttons, it made me feel more powerful than you. And I liked that feeling so much, I turned into a power-sucking machine, sucking all the power out of you and putting it into me. Now, I know this can be really hard to do, but you have more power than you think, without having to be mean back and make things worse. Here's a think about it card. From Gandhi, you must be the change you wish to see in the world. Mr. Gandhi sure sounds a lot like my grandma. She's always telling me, treat people the way you want to be treated. That's what Jesus would tell us to do. But sometimes it's really hard to figure out how to treat someone who's hurting you with their words. That's where grown-ups can help. Miss Petrowski says that everyone on this planet is born with a special tool belt. In fact, you're wearing yours right now, even though you can't see it or feel it. If you could see it, I think this is what it would look like. There's Miss Petrowski, I guess. There's the tool belt. The problem is that the tools don't automatically come with our tool belts. Grown-ups need to give them to us. Sometimes, though, they forget or don't even know about these tools. But don't worry, since I got my starter tool set from Miss Petrowski, I'll share mine with you. Introducing Miss Petrowski's totally awesome Empower tools. I practiced using these tools lots of times with Miss Petrowski, and they really do work. Just last week, my brother called me a freckle-faced dork in front of his friends, including this boy that I kind of like. How embarrassing is that? But instead of losing it by crying or yelling at him like I normally do, this is what I said. Thanks for noticing my freckles. You should have seen the surprise on my brother's face. That felt so good. There she is, not letting her brother get to her. And the best part is I didn't have to be mean to feel good. Check out how to use these tools when someone says something mean like, you're fat, on purpose. You could use the stop tool. Look at the kid in the eye and tell them to stop talking to you that way. It says, you're fat. Stop it. The key with saying stop or stop it is that you have to say it with your voice, but you have to mean it with your face. So if you say stop, stop, that doesn't really mean that you want them to stop. If you say stop, that's different. Ask a why question after someone says something mean to you. It distracts the kid who is trying to push your buttons. So this one here says, you're fat. Why do you think I'm fat? Because you eat too much. Why do you think I eat too much? Ugh, forget it. You could walk away. If someone's being mean to you, you don't have to stand there and take it. Walk or run to a safe place and hang out with grown-ups and kids you trust. So this one here, you're fat, and then the kid just walks away. Say one or two words in a neutral tone. Make sure your words aren't cruel or hurtful. So here, this kid says, you're fat. I say, so? Well, you are. Whatever. You could distract the kid by talking calmly about other things. This one says, you're fat. And the kid says, hey, did your soccer team win yesterday's game? They're trying to change the subject. You could use humor in a harmless way, but don't put someone down to build yourself up. So this person says, you're fat. And then she just kind of dances and acts silly. It's an interesting way of dealing with it. You could turn negative into something positive only if it doesn't bother you to do this. So this one says, you're fat. And it says, thank you, big is beautiful. You could go along with what the kid says, only if you don't feel bad about doing this. So they say, "You're fat." He says, "You're right." Huh? Important. If a tool doesn't work for you, don't keep using it. If you don't feel comfortable or safe using any of the tools, like the stop tool or turn an insult into a compliment, then don't use them. Try another tool instead. Have you noticed there's no ignore tool? Many grown-ups give the advice, just ignore and they'll eventually stop. So I've asked a bunch of kids if this advice worked for them. Some said yes, but most said no. I even think it can sometimes make the problem worse. When I wore the bully hat, I would work harder to push your buttons if you tried to ignore me. These tools won't end all your bullying problems, and they won't stop kids from bullying other kids. That's why it's really important to report what happened to grown-ups you trust, so they can make sure everyone gets the help and protection they need. The first 4 tools are better for little kids to use. Bigger kids like you and me can handle all 8 tools. Act them out with people you trust, like your mom or dad, sister or brother, teacher, school counselor, or good friend. Have them pretend they're wearing the bully hat so you can figure out what to say or do without putting on a bully hat yourself. This is what Ms. Petrowski calls role play. How do you deal with physical bullying? I've heard some parents tell their kids, if someone hits you, hit them back. But Ms. Petrowski says that hitting back or getting even is definitely not the answer. Why? Because it can make the problem much worse and lead to the use of weapons, and that's just scary. If someone tries to hurt your body, Ms. Petrowski recommends getting away as fast as you can to a safe place, like the library, school office, or anywhere there are grown-ups or a bunch of friends who can protect you and support you. I recommend the same thing. Also, look into signing up for a self-defense class so you can protect yourself. She adds, what can you do if someone is cyberbullying you? If you get a hurtful email, text message, or anything like that, don't get even by sending a mean message back. If you do, you'll be cyberbullying too. And you can get in a lot of trouble wearing the cyberbully hat, not just with your parents, but also with your school and even the police. It's much better to save the message, print it out if you can, or screenshot it, and show it to a grown-up you trust. That teacher, parent, or school counselor needs to know what's happening in order to protect you. I used to think that the kids who saw me being mean to Monica on the playground were snitches, tattling to the playground monitor just to get me in trouble. But I was wrong. They were trying to help Monica get out of trouble. Whenever you're dealing with bullying, it's all about reporting. Here's an example of me tattling. Mom, Jenna ate some cookies when you told us no sweets until after dinner. This is Jenna sticking her tongue out at me because I tattled on her. How rude. Here's an example of me reporting. Mom, Mike's sitting on Jenna and she can't get away. Jenna's crying and needs help. This is Jenna sharing her cookie with me because I came to her rescue. And then there's some quick facts. The difference between tattling and reporting is really when there's tattling is no one's going to get hurt or there's no danger involved. Reporting, someone could get hurt or there's danger involved. So that's a really quick and clear way to say that. One thing for sure, if you're the bystander, it's not good to ignore it. When this girl on my swim team was bullying me, most of my teammates did nothing. Some even laughed at the girl's mean jokes. It felt like they were joining her team. I was so hurt that my friends didn't stick up for me that I went to Miss Petrowski's office to talk to her about it. Here's another think about it card from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. I get what Dr. King is saying, I told Miss Petrowski, but what if the bystander doesn't feel safe saying cut it out because there's a really good chance the mean kid will come after her? Well, she explained, there's more than one way to help without risking your own safety. And that's when Miss Petrowski went over this be a hero bystander list. Number 1, and notice and care. Imagine what it would be like to be in the shoes of the kid who's being bullied. Caring is the first step on the road to helping. Number 2, tell the kid who is bullying to stop if you feel safe. It's best to confront them when there are other kids around to support you. If it's too risky or scary, then go get help from an adult you trust. Number 3, reach out to kids who are being bullied. Listen to their concerns and comfort them. Include them in your group or activity. Support them when the bullying takes place or afterwards in private. Let them know that no one deserves to be treated that way. Number 4, don't join the bully team. If you laugh or smile at people's put-downs, you're letting them know it's okay to be mean. And if you do nothing while or after the bullying takes place, you're sending the message to the target that they somehow deserve it. Be a part of the solution, not part of the problem. Number 5, report bullying to grown-ups you trust. Go to someone who will not let the bullying continue. That way, everyone can get the help, support, and protection they need. So what makes a friend a good friend? Have you ever noticed that there are some kids at school who say they're your friend, but they really don't act like it? I have. I even told Miss Petrowski about this girl in my PE class who's sweet and nice to me in front of my face and then says really mean things about me behind my back. That sounds a lot like what happened between you and Monica. Sheesh. I didn't realize I did the same thing to Monica. Now I know how she felt. To help me understand how to be a better friend, Miss Petrowski gave me this friendship chart. I'm going to show this to you because I think it's super great. I'm not going to read the chart, but I'm going to hold it here for a second. You can even press pause and read it for yourself. With good friends or bad friends. And as you're looking at it, I want you to think about where do you stand on this chart, and where would you put your friends on this chart? Think about your different friends that you would call friends. Okay. I've started thinking back on some of the things I did to Monica. I wouldn't let her play ball with me and Sarah. I whispered about her to other girls, even in front of her and behind her back. I even made fun of her. How I treated Monica didn't exactly put me on the good friends side of the list. No wonder she doesn't want to have anything to do with me anymore. And I can't say that I blame her. In fact, I'd be surprised if she ever wanted to talk to me again. I realize I'm not going to be good friends with everyone. Nobody is. But I'm trying harder to treat the kids at school and in my neighborhood in a more respectful, friendly way. Sometimes I still mess up by saying and doing dumb things. Miss Petrowski says that since people aren't perfect, you can't expect friendships to be perfect. We all make mistakes. The important thing is to learn from our mistakes so that we don't keep repeating them. I know I can't change what I did in the past, but I can change what I do from now on. When I told this to Miss Petrowski, she gave me a big bear hug. Not everyone is lucky enough to have Miss Petrowski at their school. You guys are lucky enough to have me. But I bet there's someone you can talk to if you've got a bullying problem. Don't be afraid to ask for help. If you do, then maybe more of those stinky old bully hats will end up in the garbage where they belong. Dear Monica, I'm really sorry that I was so mean to you and spread nasty rumors about you. Those weren't nice things to do. You didn't deserve it. I don't know if you'll ever be able to forgive me. I just wanted to let you know that I'm sorry. I promise that I won't do that to you or anyone else again. Sincerely, Katie. And that is the end. What a great book with a lot of great lessons. Don't forget to answer the questions, the responses. Y'all have a great day.